Welcome to another session in this series. In the previous session, you ended on question number 101. So in this session, we start with question number 102. Cool. The question says we should find the value of x in the diagram. So the angle we are trying to find is what? X, right here. This angle, x. Cool. Now, to be able to find this angle x, we first need to draw a line right here. A line through this point. Okay. So we can have what? A parallel line that is parallel to this and this. Okay. So let's do that quickly. Okay. Cool. So that means we'd have an angle right here, and then we would have an angle right here. Okay. Now, this red angle and this angle are alternate, right? Because this and this are parallel, they form a Z. Okay. So the angles at the armpit of a Z are equal, which are alternate angles. Okay. So this red is what? That red angle is what? 20. Okay. 20, because it's the same as this. Now, since we know this angle, we can easily find this yellow angle, right? Because the total angle is 75. So this angle will be what? 75 minus this 20. Okay. And that will give us what? 75 minus 20 should give us 55. Cool. All right. Now, since now we know this angle to be 75, sorry, this yellow angle to be 25, we can say that this, since this and this are parallel, then they will form what? Corresponding angles. Okay. This angle corresponds to this angle. That means this x is equal to this yellow angle right here. Okay. Another way you can look at it is to say that, okay, since these two lines are parallel, they can form a Z, right? If there's a line crossing, then they form a Z. So the angle here will be the same as the angle here because of what? Alternate angles. Okay. So if this angle is equal to this, then we say this angle is equal to what? Also 55, which is this yellow angle. Okay, this yellow angle is same as this angle because of what? Alternate angles. Cool. Now we can project the same thing again and say that we can have alternate angle right here because we form a Z. Okay. So this angle will be the same as this angle, which is x. So x finally gives us what? 55. So our x is 55, which is C. Cool. Let's move on to question number 103. Let's move on to question number 103. That's question number 103 comes with a preamble. Okay. We've been given that SY is parallel to UW. Where's XY? SY, UW. They are parallel. Okay. And also SV is parallel to XW. Okay. So we have two parallel lines here. Okay. Cool. Now the question wants us to find the value of x. So this is the angle we are trying to find. But in order to find this angle, we need to know this angle. Okay. And to find this angle, we need to know this angle and then this angle as well. Okay. Cool. Now, to find this x, we can simply what? Find this. We can just add this and then this angle over here to find what? X. Okay. So now first what we need to do is what? Find this angle right here. Okay. Now let's go back. Let's come to this triangle. This triangle is what? An isosceles triangle. How do we know? Because these two lines have the same length in magnitude. Okay. Cool. So since those two lines are the same, we have what? An isosceles triangle. That means these two angles will be the same. Let's label those angles as A. Okay. This is A, and then this is also A. Cool. So what that means is if we add A and A plus 70, we should get what? 180. So you have A plus A plus 70 should give us what? 180. So 2A is equal to 180 minus 70, which is 110. So we have 2A equals 110. We divide both sides by 2, and we find our A to be what? 55. So A here is what? 55. And A here is also what? 55. Now, when you look at this, because this and this are parallel, we can have what? Corresponding angles. So this angle corresponds to this angle. Okay? That means that this angle is also what? A, which is what? 55. Now, since we know this angle, we can easily find our x, because when you have a triangle, the sum of two interior angles give us what? The opposite exterior angle. So 40 plus A here, which is 55, should give us x. Okay? So we have x is equal to 40 plus 55, which is what? 95. So our x is what? 95. Cool. Now, we can easily find our b. Sorry. We can easily find our b. No, we can easily find our y. Sorry. Y here. Okay? So now, how do you find our y? When you look at these two lines, they are what? Parallel. And then this line is crossing them, right? Cool. So we know that co-interior angles add up to what? 90. So x plus y should give us 90, right? X plus y should give us 90. But we know that x is equal to what? 95. So when we put it, sorry, not 90. Co-interior angles should add up to 180, not 90. So let's change that. Yeah, 180. Okay. So when we add 95 here plus y, we should get what? 180. So we have y plus 95 should give us 180. So y will give us 180 minus 95, which is what? 85. Okay, which is B. Cool. Right, let's move on to question number 105. The question says two adjacent angles on a straight line are x minus 60 and y plus 30. Find the value of x plus y. Cool. Now they are telling us that two adjacent angles on a straight line. So we have a straight line, and then maybe we have a line crossing. And they said these are the two adjacent angles, right? One of them is y plus 30, and the other is x minus 60. Find the value of x plus y. Now, we know that angles on a straight line add up to what? 180. So when we add this and this, you should get 180. Okay? So we have x minus 60 plus y plus 30 should give us what? 180. So x plus y should give us 180 minus 60, sorry, plus 60, then plus 60 minus 30. So this should give us x plus y equals 200 and what? 10. Okay? Which is A. Because the question says we should find x plus y, which is this, which is 110 degrees. Okay? Don't forget the degrees. Cool. Let's move on to question number 106. Question 106 says we should find the value of what? X. So we are trying to find this value right here. Now, to find this value, we know that these lines are parallel, and then these cross all of them and intersect them. So we're going to have corresponding angles, right? So this angle here corresponds to this angle, which corresponds to this angle right here. Okay? So let's see. It corresponds to this angle, and also corresponds to this angle. So this angle here is what? 125. So now to find x, we know that the angles on a straight line add up to what? 180. So x plus this angle, which is 125, should give us what? 180. So x plus 125 gives us 180. And we can find our x to be 180 minus 125. X is 55 degrees, which is what? B. Cool. I think we'll have to stop here for now. In the next session, we'll move on to question 107. See you again next time. Bye.